my god! You can do save states on an Atari 7800 game on a real cartridge. How? How is he doing that? Yeah, it's like it's in the wrong mode. It's on 6 button, that's right. You can hear that lovely wire music. See what happens. So it's switched on to RGB, look. Look how much sharper that is. That is just I'm blown away. Hi, it's Gadget UK here again. You'll have previously seen the Atari 7800 there as a pickup video. It was only a short video where we just tested it really. And yeah, I got one of these from James at RetroHQ. He kindly sent me this to have a look at, you know, to do a review of and stuff. Very, very, very much appreciated. Compared to original cartridge costs, this is a must. It's well worth spending the money on a GameDrive for an Atari 7800. You can't get a lot of the carts now. They're becoming super rare, super expensive. So, you know, the cost of one of these probably offsets the cost of just a few games, and then you can play the entire library. So I'll just get that out. So it's got a little instruction thing with it, I think. Oh, that's nice. I like that. So it's got everything here, just explaining it, compatibility. It does the pokey stuff as well there. It says including dual pokey, YM2151, Covox and bug chip. So it offers loads of features. I'll cover some of those as we get into this. You can do firmware updates on it. You get your, you know, your game list, just like on an EverDrive, where you go up and down the game list there to select your game. Really cool. So yeah, I'm just going to dive straight in. I've got a 2 gig SD card here, I think, micro SD. I'm not sure. Does this use? Oh, I think it's got AV out as well. I forgot about this. It can do RGB, so I'm not going to need to composite mod that, am I? Oh, that's incredible. I think it uses the Mega Drive pin out there, but it could be Saturn. I honestly don't know. We'll check that. And it's micro SD, so I've got this in an adapter. Look. So I'm just going to go put this in the PC, copy all my 7800 ROMs onto it, and report back. Right, I copied a folder on there. Collection. Is that the right way? I always get nervous with these. Yeah, there we go, it clicks. So the label was to the front. I'm not going to use that just yet. We'll just connect this up. So making sure it's off. Put that in. And it should run 2600 games as well, this, I think. It goes that way, doesn't it? Well, that's a bit strange. You'd kind of expect the label that way, but that might be standard 7800 stuff. Let's just make sure. Yeah, I can't put that any other way because there's a bigger gap at the top for the bigger gap there. So that's interesting. So let's switch it on. Yeah, it's working, as you can see. So, yeah, initializing. And there's the game. So I've got a folder called Collection, and I copied some bits of Homebrew, you know, recent releases into the root there. So let's go into the Collection folder on the Track Commando, because that's one of the ones that uses pokey, isn't it, I think. If you buy, you know, the Commando 7800 cart, it's got a pokey on board. And the pokey just sounds so cool. Now these are all, hang on, yeah, that's PAL. There's some interesting stuff going on here. It says mapper. Oh, it tells you the mapper there, I think. Yeah, anyway, that's PAL. So let's load Commando PAL. What are these blocks here? Maybe that's normal, I don't know. Wow, yeah, we've got pokey working. So yeah, using RF, it is really noisy, you can see that. So cool. Oof. I like this version, I really do. Now bear in mind the aspect ratio is not correct on the TV at the moment. What's that? A knife. That grenade collision wasn't very good there, was it? That grenade was right next to that guy and it didn't kill him. And I've noticed the grades go upwards, not sideways, but that's probably just a thing on Commando in general. Sweet. Right, let's try something else, I think. And I appreciate that's a bit loud. So we've got some light gun games there. We can test some of those using the multi-mega or mega multis adapter from RetroHQ as well. We'll do that later. Right now I just want to have hang on, press the B button there. Break enable, load state. Oh, you can load states. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the 7800 library, so I just want to have a browse around here until I find something that appeals to me. Oh, Donkey Kong, that does. Let's load the PAL version of that. Haha, sweet. I've just paused that a minute by pressing the start button on this. Now this is using the adapter that James has produced. Nevertheless, isn't it impressive that you can actually use the start button on a Mega Drive pad to interact with this cart here and do save states and change your audio and video options and do cheats as well. That's just absolutely incredible. I thought this was just going to be like a basic EverDrive, but it isn't. It's got so much stuff built in here. That is just incredible. But the point was there, I was just going to change the aspect ratio because we're on the analog. It seems to have, hang on, where's it gone now? It's defaulted to widescreen. We'll put it on 4:3 like that. And then, I don't know, press return, exit. Let's just go back into that. That's better. Yeah, I just much prefer the correct aspect ratio. Just got to turn that down a wee bit. It's surprisingly loud. Really cool. The only thing I don't like about this version is the walking noise. It's a little bit overbearing when you're moving around. And he's not the fastest at running up down those ladders, is he? And I played this recently on the VIC-20. If you might have seen that video, it might follow this one. What I would say is this version is a lot easier than the VIC-20 version. How do I get back over there now? Oh! Right, let's just see if we can do a save state. So we'll do A there, save state, save there, and we'll exit out, and we'll go back in. This is just incredible, and it's the start button again, and we'll do load state. There it is, look, 0 used, and return. Oh my god, you can do save states on an Atari 7800 game on a real cartridge. How is he doing that? That is just amazing, absolutely incredible. He must have some sort of, he must be having an interrupt handler or something that's kicking in and freezing it, and then dumping all the registers and the memory. I don't know, it's very clever, nevertheless. However he's achieved that is just impressive, is all I can say. Right, let's quit out of that. Yeah, I will take a look at the Jaguar GameDrive at some point. I'm going to buy one of those. I've been just putting it off. It's just a, a high value item, this thing that, they're fairly expensive. But then again, it's like this, when you look at the cost of the cartridges, for the cost of 2 or 3 bits of, homebrew or original carts you would buy, you could buy one of these and then run everything from it. So, Carry Warriors, let's give that a try. Header wrong corrected. Oh, it automatically corrected the header. So that's another nice feature already, isn't it? Your ROM's messed up, it might not necessarily be a problem, because it may be able to fix it like it just did for me. Wow, this is a cool version of Atari Warriors. I think. Oh, and it's 2-player. That little sod's down there, look. I'll be able to press the reset button, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I've got it in the wrong port. Have I got it in port 2? Oh, there. It's on 2 players. Yeah, I had to press the select button on the front of the Atari. There we go. Yeah, so impressed with this. And of course, because you've got 2 buttons, it's not like the 8-bits where you know, the 8-bit home micros where you've got to press the fire button for a prolonged period of time. You don't, you've got a separate, dedicated button. That just makes this one of the better 8-bit versions, really. Oh, so hard though. Yeah, the music could be a wee bit better. It's a pity there's no pokey music to accompany this game. It's slow at respawning. Incredibly slow. Kung Fu Master. I didn't know there was a version of Kung Fu Master on the 7800. Got to try that. New sprites. That's a hack. Let's give that. Wrong region. Yeah, so when you choose the wrong region, you are going to get weird stuff like this going on for sure. Let's just return. Let's just see if there was a... Hang on. Exit. See if there's... I don't know if there's a PAL one. Yeah, there's a PAL version there, but it's... Well, I'm not sure... It's not the hacked one, is it? Is the point. So it's probably the original version. Press select. Yeah, select seems to skip past that. Select again. Yeah, we've got the 1 and 2 there, so I don't know. There's no start though, is there? So, like, how do I start it? Reset? Yeah, you press the reset. This is me just getting used to the 7800. So we had to press... Hang on, what's up there then? God, they move really quick when you run towards them. That's a bit of a... See that? They stop. Hang on. What is going on here? Oh my god, that is impossible. See how it like ran towards me like a lunatic, and as you move towards it, they slow down. That is such a bug. And then of course you run straight into them and you can't hit them. This is not a good version. This is not a good version. I think those hacks probably fixed a lot of these problems. Well, I would hope they do. Wow, that's incredibly hard. You're best off moving, because if you stop moving, they absolutely leg it at you, and they slow down. Yeah, that's a bug. Someone's actually not noticed the fact that when you're moving, it's affecting their speed. When you go that way, they run after you, look. That's a simple bug to fix, I reckon. You know what, once you get used to it, it's not that hard, but the way they run at you when you look in the opposite direction is nuts. Where's he gone? Oh, go away. So hard. Yes, I think I'll need to perhaps have a look round for a hacked version that's in PAL. Let's try that, that's PAL. Header wrong corrected. Yeah, so this was an arcade game, wasn't it? It's very loud again. I've noticed the B button fires twice as fast as the A button there. It's quite high resolution, this, hence the size of the actual lasers you fire up, the tiny little things. You can hardly even see them on this TV. But we might be able to see those more when we connect via RGB. Anyway, that's working. Let's just quit out of that. Let's just have a look at audio volume. Oh yeah, so you can adjust T there as well. Let's just try that. I don't know whether that made a difference. Is it actually using TIA at the moment? Audio volume. Maybe it's not using TIA, but then I thought it only had TIA for the sound as default. Yeah, maybe that's been overridden or something, because that didn't seem to make a difference, did it? Yeah, so you've got Pokey 2, stereo Pokeys, the YM2151, Covox and ADPCM, so those are the things that it can provide. So I think the next thing I'd like to do actually is get a cable wired up to this. So the RGB connection there. Why not? Let's do away with the awful RF. So I've temporarily borrowed my GameDrive 2 RGB, which I use with the PC Engine actually. And let's just see, has it got the right number of pins? Yes, it has. So I think it's going to go in there, that's it. And if we plug that in and plug it into here, so I'll just unplug the N64 cable I was using. Fingers crossed. The only thing that's different about that cable is I've got a resistor in it to reduce the sync a little bit, so will it work or not? I don't know. Let's see what happens. So it's switched on to RGB, look. Oh my god! That looks absolutely incredible. Look how much sharper that is. That is just I'm blown away. Absolutely blown away how good that looks. Return. Yeah, let's just go and find something to try. Let's try a bit of Homebrew actually. I've got some games in the root here. Let's try one of these. So the little bit of shimmering I've got there, I think that's probably my resistor on the sync on this, which was better suited to the Terra Onion Super SSD System 3. That's what I was using it with. Anyway, let's just try one of these. Let's try Dungeon Stalker Final. Wrong region, wrong header. So, yeah, this might not work. So select. No. Hit fire. Reset. Oh, there you go, start game. Well, even though it's saying it's the wrong region, it is working, isn't it? So cool. Look how clear it is. That is just incredible. So, of course, the way James is going to be doing this, because there's going to be no RGB signals going to the port there. So the way James is going to be doing this is actually looking at the address ranges that have been hit and the data that's been written, yeah, and he's actually probably replicating functions of the tier, and maybe I don't know what the 7800 used. Did it for its own graphics? Did it use a GTAA? I think it may have done. I don't know, but the graphics hardware, the 7800 or the 2600 compatibility mode, it's going to be replicating that, presumed in an FPGA or something on there, in the same sort of way that Crix did with the latest EverDrives, actually, because I think you can get a Famicom one, can't you? Famicom or NES EverDrive that gives you RGB via the cartridge. So he's doing the same sort of thing here. It's a really clever way of doing it, and it just looks amazing. There's just like no artifacts or anything. It looks digital. That looks like it's almost HDMI. It really does. I can't sing that enough praises in terms of how clear that is. Let's try Scramble. Wrong region. Yeah, I've got all NTSC versions of games here, haven't I? So yeah, normally it wouldn't be flickering like that. That is just a region thing. And the colours, it's all messed up. Let's try KC. Wrong region again. No power pills to get. The interesting thing with this is those little pills move around the maze, don't they? It's like you're chasing the things as they move around. It's a bit of a twist on Pac-Man. Let's try Bomb Q. Wrong region again. Oh, this is, what's it called, isn't it? Hang on, oh, I pressed the wrong button there now. Turn. Yeah, one player. I can't remember the name of it. What's he called, that thing? Qbert, isn't it? Yeah, so this is a bit of homebrew that bits is replicating Cuba. Oh, so close. Oh, it's like stalemate. What's he doing there? Oh. What? There was nothing on there. Sweet. Yeah, that works. It's interesting how some of these are the wrong region, yet they seem to work anyway. And I suspect it's bits of homebrew where they're intelligent enough with these modern bits of homebrew to do something different, to change timings or something of, you know, main bits of code in there so that it actually runs correct regardless of the region, regardless of the header. Because all these bits of homebrew do seem to just work. It seems to have a high score already, look. What? Personalise your Atari high score cartridge. Let's press reset. Ah, right, so this looks like Berserk, doesn't it, I think? Again, despite the fact it's the wrong region and the wrong header, it's working. Cool. Let's try PMC. Ah, Pac-Man collection. Very cool. Great version of this Pac-Man. Yeah, we've got scrolling, but then again, it's managed to fit the whole maze that way. And everything just looks really nice. Oh, corners. I like that. Let's try that bottom one. That's the wrong region, and then it's giving me this squeal, so you know what? That's probably bugged out. Ball Blazer. That uses a pokey, doesn't it? Let's give that a try. Got PAL there. I love the music on this game. It's just the crunchy noises it makes, the pokey. Am I playing the computer here or am I playing two-player? I honestly don't know. Yeah, I think this is in two-player mode. Let's just select. So I can have droid 1, hang on, time, human versus droid, here we go. So it should be me versus a droid now, I think. Yeah, that's working. I don't know where the ball went then. Where did the ball go? I can't see it. Oh, it's there. So hard. I don't know where I'm firing it. It's like, I'm not going to pretend I know what I'm doing on this game. You've got to get it in the goal, haven't you? And I think there's his goal. What I'm not sure about is, does it change the angle you face or something? So you, one minute you're facing sideways and then you're facing forward, and I don't know. What's going on here? Who scored then? I don't know. I don't know who scored. I've got no idea. All I know is I like the pokey music. I think this is, yeah, this is a light gun game, isn't it? I recognise everything about this. It looks very much like Crime Busters in terms of the way it's laid out, and I think you guess you shoot the sides you want there. So, yeah, look, pressing up on the controller gives you a flash, so that's a light gun game. That's a clue. If you ever press up and you get a flash like that, you know it's a light gun game. Let's try Gallagher. Sweet. Wow, James nailed the RGB stuff on this, he really did, it's incredible, everything just works with it. I actually would go as far to say, if you've got a 7800, you really need one of these cartridges. You'd be stupid not to get one, because you don't need to do any modifications to it. You've got RGB. I'm in the same sort of boat I was with the Terra Onion Super SD System 3. It's all of the same stuff that, you know, you don't need to buy all of these rare, expensive cartridges. You can save wear and tear on your existing cartridges. You can have one cartridge to rule them all. You've got RGB, you've got save states, you've got pokey stuff, you've got the different sound chips, you've just got everything. It's just like, there's no reason to get anything else with this. Like I got here, a stock 7800, yeah, you've got everything. You've got access to everything. So here we are, 6 months later. I am so sorry, James, this took me so long to get around to finishing this video off. Yeah, 6 month gap between the start of the video and now. So I'm using the Mega 7800 here, which is an adapter for the 7800 that allows Mega Drive pads. So I'll put a 6-button Mega Drive pad in here, and the light gun will work on this as well. So we're covering two things at once here. There'll be a link top right to the Mega Multi, which we covered in a previous video. Yeah, you can see the Mega Drive in the background there. Anyway, you can see as a default it's just popped something up there. Let's just, hang on, how do you get out of this? Oh, I've gone into volume, let's just go return. Yeah, it's sort of, you know, hang on. Why is he doing that? Let me just press power cycle. Maybe it's in the wrong mode or something. Yeah, me plugging it in while it's on might not be the best idea there. Hang on a minute, something's been held down here. Why is it always on? Oh, it's because it's in slow. Oh, God. The simplest of things, I've had this problem before. I had this with the other adapter. I thought there was something wrong. Yeah. The way the Mega Drive pads work, they have some of them have a slow motion thing here, and you think, slow motion? How do you have slow motion on a Mega Drive? Well, generally, on the Mega Drive, pressing the start button would pause the game. So, of course, if you were to pause, unpause, pause, unpause, you can slow a game down. That's how that works. So when you've got slow on, like that, it's like you pressing start over and over and over. So I switched that off. Yeah, it's caught me out more than once, that, and last time I spent a good half an hour trying to work out what was going on before I realised it was the slow motion bit. In fact, let's just load that ICBM. I've been playing through many of the 7800 games here. Now you saw that said wrong region. It shouldn't matter for many games. There you go. Oh, how'd you find it? Oh, I got that one. It's forgiving, this version of Missile Command, in the sense that you don't seem to get to need to hit the tip of the thing, as long as you get a collision somewhere with it. Yeah, so that's quite cool. So I think this is a bit of homebrew, could be wrong. If I go back and find Xenophobe, yeah, I'm in homebrews at the moment. To go back to the retail, I think it is, PAL, go down to the bottom, Xenophobe PAL. So we've got the game. It's not a bad version of this, it's nowhere near as good as the Lynx version, but it's okay. So you can see we'll start the game here, but if I choose load state, and we've got some states here, yeah, so I've loaded a state. This is from, like, say, 6 months ago. Look at my score. It's like I must have gone round and round and round doing the, you know, saving each base here. I haven't got much health left there, 1,000, 1,200. But I've got so far into this, I'm sure I've looped around the whole game a number of times. And I was just interested to see, is there ever an ending to this version? I don't think there is. But it's so cool being able to save your state like that, just like you would in an emulator. Now, something I haven't checked, there may be a way, James might not have looked at this, there may be a way of using those save states to actually load it within an emulator. I don't know. Has he got any utilities to do that? That would be quite a cool thing at some point if he ever had you know, the want or need to do that. I'm sure that's the sort of thing that, with a bit of work, could be done. Up. Because, I mean, how does a save state work in general? It's all about keeping, or storing the registers for the CPU, for your Maria or whatever it is, or TIA, you know, the chipset, and obviously the RAM state, etc. And then starting back at the point where you took that snapshot. But it's so cool being able to save games this way. Give it, you know, it's functionality that just didn't exist in the original games. It's, you know, save state for every game, more or less. There might be exceptions where the in-game menu doesn't work. There's one or two things like that. But yeah, I'm blown away. So I can play the whole library on this, and it looks amazing on the CRT here. We fixed this over a 7-part series. The last time we had the issue with the coil vertical, I think it was. Or was it the horizontal? I forget. But anyway, yeah, that was, I thought at the time it was game over. Yeah, it's worth, let's put a link to that part 7 up there. I thought it was game over. Lots of people were like, nah, the picture's never going to look as good. And it does. It looks really straight. It's clear. It's just incredible. I can't believe I managed to fix that, if I'm honest. So, of course, the real amazing thing with this as well is the homebrew side. There's so much homebrew. James pointed me towards quite a large collection here. So, I mean, I'll show you one of my favourites here. It's perhaps one of the best examples. 1942. So someone's, you know, created a version 1942. You can see the mapper. It says it's Super, 256K, presumed ROM. Yeah, and then you've got RAM 16 at that address 4000. It's an NTSC version of the ROM, but the emulation that James is using to do the video side seems to mean that lots of NTSC games seem to work on this, despite the fact that there might be some speed differences due to, you know, the timing differences. But the point is, it does unlock some of the NTSC ROMs, and it might be that despite that NTSC, it was coded in such a way that it would still work on PAL. But there are, you know, regional differences between the PAL and NTSC games, and in many cases, you know, the original NTSC version perhaps won't run properly on the PAL unit. But it's using the YM2151 at 460 address. HSC, that's the high score save, isn't it, I think? Or no, it's not. HSC, I don't know what that is. An S key, save key, I think. I think that is high scores, HSC, I don't know. But anyway, we hit A, load that in, and it's so quick. It tells me there, wrong region, but we just ignore that. And it works fine. And that's my experience of found many times that if I get wrong region, they just seem to work. I've not noticed any issues. So if you start a game here, you can hear that lovely wire music. It's just incredible. This would have been a top seller had this game come out back in the day. So I mean, I'd love to see more homebrews like this, but there's quite a lot. There's a really thriving, active homebrew community over in Atari Age. I'm so bad at this. Yeah, you do get that pause when you crash like that. Gotta wait for it to start again. And even the music changes, just like the arcade does when that happens. So cool. I just realised I've got auto fire. I think I can just hold down fire. Just see if I can get a power up. You get the little waves of the red planes. Here they come. That's whether this one or not. Ah, I crashed. Anyway, you get the idea. It's amazing. And again, just wait at the start. I could do a save state if I want to, but I don't want to. But you've also got in here audio volume. So you can see here, it's highlighting the ones that are in use. So it's using TIA, yeah, which is the Atari 2600 television interface adapter, which did provide sound, and that's what the 7800 uses as its default sound provider. So yeah, so we've got the TIA for the main sound, the firing and stuff, and then you've got for the music, you've got the YM2151. But you've got the individual levels here for different things. So, you know, anything that uses Pokey or the second Pokey, because you can have stereo Pokeys, or Covox or ADPCM, you can adjust them in here. You know, I can reduce the TIA, let's just do that. I mean, it was on 5, wasn't it? I'll set it back in a sec. And if we return, oh, hang on, go back in. I might need to change that again. I don't know whether it defaults, whether it saves it on a per game basis or what. Oh, it does. It might save it overall. Let's return. So we should hear the main firing sounds and things, you know. The game sounds a lot quieter now. Yeah, I can barely hear it. We can turn it up. Yeah, that's way louder. So loud now, it obscures the music. So the level it was at was pretty optimal, really. I think 5 there on this game was good. And of course, you could, lower the background music. Let's just do that. It's so cool. It's so amazing. He's really excelled on this one. Yeah, I think over the next month or two, I'm going to put a bit of money aside. I'm going to get, when they're in stock, if I can find one. Stone Age Gamer sell them, I think. The Jaguar car, the Jaguar GameDrive. I'll get one of those. But yeah, that might be a few months away yet. Well, let's just go by. I was going to change that. I've been meaning to get one since they came out, but just like everything in life, there's always a million things that I've got coming up, and money usually gets, put towards things that I need to do at specific points in time is the issue. But yeah, there's so much homebrew here. I'll go in and out of one or two of these, and as you go over them, because it tells you this information down here, it's quite cool. You can see what you're getting. Like this one's using Pokey there. Let's just load that, see what that sounds like. Again, wrong region because it's NTSC. Yeah, public demo, NTSC only, which is interesting. Pokey detected. Very cool. Yeah, so that's working, isn't it? That's using Pokey. Yeah, so that... oh, it's Hero, isn't it? Just worked it out. This is like a clone of Hero. It's quite cool. Nice colour, nice sound. We've obviously got the Pokey there for the music and stuff. Yeah, so in terms of the NTSC PAL thing, obviously there may be some differences there. In other words, it might not be running as fast as it should, maybe the music's too fast, and you may have some incompatibilities. You really want the right ROM region for the system you're using. But nevertheless, I bet if I played that on something other than the GameDrive, I think I'd have more of a problem. I don't think it would work. So I think he's got some intelligence there in terms of how it's emulating the graphical side, because it's emulating the stuff that Maria's doing, and Tia to a degree, alongside the actual output. So in other words, if I had a TV connected to the RF now, we may find that the graphics are messed up, but in the emulated core that he's got within the car, everything seems alright. There's some fixes and things being applied there to try and make that work as well as possible. I could be wrong. Please correct me in the comments down below. Maybe James will. But nevertheless, it does work very, very well. Just looking to see if I can find anything else that uses some of the more enhanced sound hardware. Yeah, this is a cool game. Froggy. Again, from Atari Age. Most of the best homebrew, you tend to find it's associated with Atari Age. You can get actual physical cartridges for many of these games. Set fire. What an amazing port Frogger. And look at the colour, it's superb. Got the first one. Oh, don't know how I did that. Many of these use the Pokey. There's a lot of emphasis on Pokey use. And that's obviously because, well, it was the first sound chip really to, get used in the original cartridges, in Commando and in that game that I forget the name of, I'll stick top left. You've got Pac-Man there that uses the YM2151. Pac-Man Anniversary Short Mazes Edition. Wow, that sounds arcade perfect. Yeah, the Atari 7800 is brilliant. I really love it. I wish there'd been more games released for it, because it's another one of these where it really didn't have quite as much support as it should have when it came out. Let's have a look at that. I wish some of the these games on Atari Age were available to buy in ROM format. Let's be honest, people dump them and copy them and stuff anyway, so it's like, you know, missing out on an opportunity here to get more sales by allowing the ROMs to be purchased for use on things like this. I mean, if these were like, I don't know, $7, $10 each or something, maybe even $15 for some of these ROMs, I'd be buying a bunch of them. You know, it's great to play the demo, but why isn't the ROM available? Just in the interest of, you know, keeping things alive for future generations and stuff, I think many of the games on Atari Age should be available full ROM to purchase, rather than an actual cartridge. This is the way I tend to play all my systems now, with flashcards like this. Scramble, so we got that, PAL. Wow, that's cool. Again, it looks kind of arcade perfect, doesn't it? You can obviously use both fire buttons here with the adapter from James. It's a bit loud. So cool. You must be getting sick of hearing me saying so cool. It is. It's just amazing. Bad Apple demo. Wow. There can't be Bad Apple on this, surely. This uses the YM2151. Oh, wow. There you go. I bet you didn't think you'd ever see Bad Apple on the 7800. Oh, that is so cool. It's pretty technically impressive, just as it is with some of the other 8-bits, really, that they can do the level of compression to get that displayed like that. You know, it's quite high resolution as well, isn't it, on the 7800 here? I quite like the 4-colour thing, it's quite clever. It's just amazing. I'm amazed, absolutely amazed. The video cable I've got, can you hear? Yeah, that's nothing to do with the GameDrive. That's the cheap video cable I've got. Yeah, it picks up, I think it's picking up some interference from the sync. You haven't got shielded RGB and sync is the issue with this cable. I get the same thing when I use the PC Engine for this, it's the cable. So don't be under the illusion. There we got one that uses Covox, let's do that. So Covox, you know, it's like digitized, you know, samples speech. Very cool. It's quite a short sample, that. And you can't, this is a talking about in-game reset. You can't in-game reset that. You can't get, you know, the in-game menu. Yeah. So you'd need to power cycle it to get out of that. There are a few things like that, and I guess it's to do with, you know, like disabling interrupts to make the code run as fast as possible, etc. And if you've not got interrupts, well, all bets are off in terms of getting into an in-game reset type menu thing. Bionic Commando, Forest Music, that uses the 2151. Wow, yeah, and I think that's actually probably taken from the arcade machine. If it's not, it's a port to the 2151. It sounds just like the arcade to me, that though. Not sure if this is a regional thing here, maybe if it was NTSC, I might be able to read that, I don't know. And again, I can't get into the menu. Oh, I can. Exit. I think I pressed the mode button there and it took me out. That's an interesting one. Maybe you can use mode when start doesn't work, I don't know. And you've got another one here, another YM251 demo. There's quite a lot of support for Pokey, quite a lot of 2151 demos, and a number of things use Covox and the, you know, the ADPCM stuff as well. That sounds pretty cool. Cybernoid 2 music demo. This is using Pokey. And again, it's the NTSC ROM. Yeah, I suspect if we had an NTSC system here, the speed would be a bit quicker there. It's probably because the CPU's not clocked as fast as it should be. You know, it's clocked according to it being 50 Hz and it should be 60. That does work though. Nice pokey rendition. Yeah, I think that needs NTSC, definitely. Dig Dug 2, let's have a look at that. Oh wow, I'd forgotten about Dig Dug 2. Yeah, Dig Dug 2 was a real thing. And obviously it's just a demo. Like one of the enemies is gone, look, and we can walk off the map. It's just a demo. Bit of a tech demo there. And a lot of the demos are like that, but some of them are more playable than others, and some of them are more fleshed out full games, really. Well, it does say Kovox music demo, so it's just music again. And the cool thing is, I don't know if you've noticed, but when I power it off and on, it's remembered where we were. When you go in and out of things, it remembers your state. It takes you to the last fold you were in. So it makes it a breeze trying to just browse through a collection of things here and test things out. So that's another 2151. Fantasy Zone. And in the utilities folder here, there's absolute ton of things to do with, you know, not just testing video, but sound as well. I mean, it's incredible how many different types of tests you can do here. This down here is due to us having a PAL implementation, I think, and it's an NTSC ROM. That seems to work okay. Oh, exit. And of course we can play some of the light gun games as well. So I'm just going to plug in the Master System light gun. Yep, you heard me correct. The Sega Master System light gun will work with the adapter I'm using here. Now you probably want to start the game before you do that, otherwise you won't be able to select the game. You may be able to if you plug the light gun in a different port with another adapter from James, I don't know. But if we go light gun, crossbow. I quite like this game, it's quite a cool game. We played this before, I think I played it on the Atari 8-bit. And if we now unplug the Mega Drive pad, plug the light gun in, and yeah, I'm not sure how you get it in light gun mode. Light gun mode should be the yellow, shouldn't it? Oh, there you go, it's gone to light gun mode now, look. And note, a light gun will only work with a CRT like this, so I might need to adjust the brightness. Let's just increase the brightness somewhat here. Oh, select. You press the select button. Oh, it's that simple. Oh, God, that's crazy how long that took me to work out. For you, it was seconds, but look, that works really well, so we can shoot down there. It's taking me 5 minutes to work out how to select light gun with a select button. It was obvious, it said on the screen, it said select. Oh, I've just shot my friend, hang on. Yeah, don't shoot your friends, that's good advice for life. Yeah, it's just like the Atari 8-bit version. It must have been just like pretty easy to port. I don't know what that is down there, I thought it was a trap or something, it's not. Very cool. Level completed. Some really cool light gun games on the 7800. I don't like shooting the wildlife though, it's like what did the fish and the frog do to deserve to be shot? There must be evil fish and evil frogs that, I don't know, try and get you. Yeah, it works really well, accuracy is amazing. So, in terms of the adapter, you know, we're covering two things here. We're loading the game from the cart, but then we're using the Mega 7800 here, and it works just as well as the Mega Multi that we covered in previous videos. So let me come out of that, let's just see if we can find, oh I need to put the controller back in. Yeah, and I talked about this before, it'd be really cool on a future version of these adapters to allow the pad and the light gun to be connected at the same time, because then you wouldn't need to keep swapping over. But you can have two of these adapters and I'm sure that might get you out of certain situations like that. So Barnyard Blaster, I think that is a potential light gun game, isn't it? There we go. So cool. It's so cool using an actual light gun with a CRT like this. I shot the milk. I was trying to shoot the guy there instead of his bottle. Yeah, the graphics and animation are fun on this. Anyway, all the light gun games I've tested with this work superbly. But to reiterate, you do need a CRT to use light gun. Crossbow is obviously the one we tried before. Let's have a quick look at Shoplifter there. Rodabund. Wow, it's a colourful version of this. Atari logos we just flew over. I think you have to rescue, don't you? You have to. Is it land? I don't know. I don't remember now. Yeah, they all get in. That tank's going to get me in it. Wow, how many people are in that building? That's crazy. And then they got blown up. Wonderful. Ace of Aces. That's another game that exists on the Atari 8-bit as well. I've got that on tape. I'm sure I have. I have got the original version of this on tape. Yeah, it's just like playing it on the Atari 65XE. I mean, there were similar specs machines, weren't they? I mean, this had a Maria, but then you had the GTAA, I think, didn't you? In the 8-bits, which was a very similar spec, I think. So it kind of made porting games like this easier than you might think. Oh wow, you can change your view. I've gone sideways on my view there. I don't know what happened there then. I pressed the status button now. Why am I looking sideways? And we're back to Commando. You saw in a few different places in this video and the previous one, I think. It just looks incredible on CRT like this, you know, via RGB. And of course we got the Pokey. This is one of the original games that used the Pokey. Incidentally, I've actually beaten this. I went round and played the entire thing. It's incredible how this is the only version I've ever had the willpower to keep playing at and go all the way through it. It's not too hard, this version of the game. Other versions I find quite difficult. And of course you can use save states as well, and I did take 1 or 2 save states while I was doing it. I think I did. Let's just have a look. Oh no, I didn't. I just played it through without using cheats, without saving. Yeah, so the original list of games that were commercially released here for PAL, it's not very many really, is it? It's like just over 2 pages. But there's so much homebrew. There is so much homebrew for this. Pole position, I've got to try that. Let's do that one. Wow, this is a cool version of pole position as well. Be interested to see what sort of speed it runs at. Into high gear, there we go. Should have gone to high gear a bit sooner. That's not a bad version. I like the colour. I think we're qualifying, aren't we? So you don't get any, you know, competitive drivers on the first one. Qualify. Yeah, so you can argue the sound on some of these commercial releases were a bit underwhelming at the time. But I've got no doubt there's probably a hacked version of this that uses Pokey. Yeah, Robots Rumble. Let's give that a go. So this uses Pokey. Yeah, it's a wee bit quiet that. If we were to go into the audio options there, yeah, it's just quiet. They're both maxed out there, Tier and Pokey. I mean, I did alter the volume earlier. Let's press start. Ah, we used the magnet. Oh my god, that's quite hard to work out. Super Circus. I think Circus was a 2600 game, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. I remember seeing Miss Mad Lemon play this, I think, with paddles. I think she played it with her nephew. Up. Oh god. I am so bad at this. Come on. Oh. It's like this. What gets me is the way it bounces. It doesn't seem to follow like real physics. I'm sure the original 2600 one wasn't like that. There we go. Oh, God, that's so hard. I'm so crap at this. You need paddles, really. You want the paddle version. You want to play it with paddles. Look at that. He got squished. Come on. Where are you? It's that first bounce that gets me. Oh. Gadget. Can't play games. Wilf preview. So this uses Pokey. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I'm that little worm there. That's what I am. Cool music. Yeah, so you've got settings here where you can choose the UI control. You could put that on the other controller. And then the other feature to show you here, if I just go back to another game, let's try load Donkey Kong again. Yeah, so this is Donkey Kong Remix. We can look at video options here. You can see you can change the palette. So let's put it on a hot palette and choose return. Return. Yeah, the colours are warmer. Yeah, I'll just change that again. Palette, cool, return, return. Yeah, it's subtle, but it does make a difference to the palette. You've got hot, warm, and cool. I'll leave it on that. And then you've got LP filtering. Let's switch that on. Low pass filtering. Yeah, it's now got just a subtle blurriness to it. That on a CRT like this, it kind of looks a bit more natural. Maybe it's not quite as sharp. I prefer it without that. But you may want to add that video filtering on there, the low pass filter. So switch that off, and you've got blending, blending sharp, blending strong. Let's do blending sharp. Yeah, again, it's, you know, more just filtering to make it look kind of composite slightly, but with a slight bit of clarity. I'm not explaining that very well, because blurring things and blending them just gives you a softer edge. That's all it is. It's like, you know, anti-aliasing and a softer edge. I can't get my words out. Let's try strong. Return. Yeah, so that's like, it looks like composite. if I saw a picture like that now, I think that's composite. So whether you want those things on or off is up to you, really. It's personal choice, but I prefer having it crystal clear like that on the warm setting. So we've looked at the save state stuff, we've looked at audio, we've looked at video. You've also got cheats. Now obviously that's only going to apply if the game is a known game. So if we go back to Retail Collection, I don't know, let's have a look at the other version of Donkey Kong again. Let's have a look at Donkey Kong Jr. There might be a cheat for that. Wow, that's loud now. Yeah, so if I hit start and we'll look at cheats. Yeah, no cheats for that one. I'll tell you what, let's quit out of that. You may need the cheat files on the card in order for the game to work. That might be how it works. I don't know. Anyway, let's switch that off. Yeah, so hopefully you found that interesting. You know, we did use a Mega Drive cable here. Mega Drive Mark II. It's incredible. A massive, massive thanks to James for sending this out. Feature-wise, we've covered everything pretty much. There's a little adapter there. I think you can connect a cable up and connect to a PC so that you can do, you know, actual development, send code to this. To, you know, that's something I'm not testing in here either. I assume it's just USB. I mean, there's 3 connections there. I'm assuming it's just like a serial type connection or something. So really nicely made here. The label is excellent. It was nice. It came with a manual and stuff. I mean, I could unscrew this and have a quick look inside. Should I do that? Maybe I should. We'll just have a quick look at the PCB, but I'm guessing it's going to be super tidy and sexy, because that's the sort of thing that James produces, really, and, you know, really high quality PCBs. Right, I've got the wrist strap on here. And I know what you're thinking, bad gadget, because that's how I feel. I feel like I really shouldn't be going inside this, but I'm always curious just to see, you know, what's what, really. So let's get that one screw out. Be careful to try and avoid slipping on it. If you do slip on a black screw like that, you'll, you know, wear the black paint off it. That's alright, it looks untouched. And then see if we can somehow get into this, and I'm not honestly sure. It's probably clipped, it's probably got clips as well. I don't know, this feels like a bad idea. Maybe I should just take the micro SD out. If I can get it out. There we go, take that out. Oh, there we go. So, carefully remove that one screw, and it does just gently prise apart. But look at that, that's gorgeous. That is a super sexy work of art PCB. Really nice. Look at these small resistors, I think they are here. Yeah, 470 ohms, or 47 ohms maybe, 470. 47 ohms I would guess, down here. And we've got some nice level translation. We've got some voltage regulators here. I'm guessing we've got two, so one's going to be a 3.3 maybe, and one's going to be something else. Why have we got two of those? They're an interesting part, those as well. Look how many pins there are on them. Yeah, because one of these chips here might not be 3.3 and one may be 3.3. I honestly do not know. I don't know, I've never seen that part in use before. It's marked 1824332. The other one's marked 1824122. Maybe we've got something 1 volt on there, I don't know. It's really nice though, isn't it? Look at that. So video connector, a couple of capacitors up there. And then we've got this Trion chip here. I have no idea what that is. I think James said, you know, that obviously this does emulation. It's emulating things, so it must be an MCU. That must be an MCU. And then we've obviously got an Alliance RAM here, which is where, you know, your games are running from. You know, that's the ROM image is getting copied into that. Well, I'll look on the underside because there might be something else. Maybe that's not an MCU. Maybe it's a CPLD or something. I don't know. Let's just have a look on the underside. There's stuff on the underside as well. Look. So we've got a flash ROM there. 39SF010. That's 128K, isn't it? I think. And then we've got a little chip up there. That's the video chip. You know, it's like a sync. I think it improves the sync and buffers the, you know, amplifies the RGB, gets the attenuation right. You know, it's a CHS7374. So we've seen and used those on projects and things in the past. We've got a little black thing under there. That's a crystal, isn't it? I think G1 might not be. We've got another little IC up there. Yeah, and that I think is for use with this here, for interfacing it to a computer to, you know, send code to it. Some sort of serial UART type thing or something like that. And obviously our micro SD slot there, a little D1 marked component there. It must be a diode or something, I don't know. Very cool, very cool. So I'll carefully get that back into here now. Can't get it the wrong way because it's got the hole there and the hole there for those things. And yeah, we've not touched the PCB. I will just clean the cart edge up, but it's a nice gold plated edge here, and it's beveled. You know, it's got a slice at an angle, so you're not going to tear up your Atari slots with a cart like this. It's just as I would have expected, really. Amazing stuff from James. He's a dab hand at producing amazing things like this. Yeah, I'm out of deox. Yeah, this is where your support, the channel, all the people that help me, I'm so grateful, including James for sending this. That one's out. Can't do anything with that. Yeah, the support that you guys and gals provide me, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, it's amazing. Since I lost my job way back, I mean, I have a job now, but it's part-time. It's like half my job is YouTube, half my job is a job, if you see what I mean. And then I do all the stuff in the house as well. I'm a modern man, so I do all the housework. Result is I work 7 days a week, and without donations like this and the support that you guys and gals give me to buy things like this, I wouldn't be able to do the channel. It really is that simple. And I don't mind working 7 days a week because I enjoy everything that I do, but yeah, I don't make millions of pounds doing it, that's for sure. There we go. So let's carefully get the lid back on. Yeah, really nice, really precision, and the plastic of the shell here is so quality. It really is. It's such high quality. I love it. Just gently get that one screw back in. Making sure that over tight now. I'm just slowing down until I can feel we're there like that. That's it. There you go. No one would ever know I'd been in it. And I forget already which way this goes in. These micro SDs, you've got to be really careful with them. Because sometimes it's not obvious which way. Like, is it that way? And it isn't. Can you see it's tilting here? So when you're putting the micro SD cards in, just gently, you know, slide it into position, and when it feels like that there, it feels like it's going in, yeah, then just gently put your nail on it, and push it in till it clicks. Hang on. Oh, don't let go because it'll fire out at you. That's it. Click. So I'll just put that back in the 7800 and make sure it's okay, but I'm sure it'll be no worse for wear from our little investigation inside it. And you can play 2600 games as well. I thought there might be some sort of technical complication that would make that difficult. I mean, the 7800 does work with 2600 cartridges. I'm playing really badly here. I can't get off the start point. Oh my god. Yeah, the size of your ship is, well, as you can see, really large. You've got to press reset again to start another game. Yeah, so you really do need those tied under those bases. It could just do with being half that size, that sprite. It's a bit too difficult when it's so wide. There we go. I was making some progress there. Let's try a Galaxian. Sweet. Using the Mega Drive controller here, by the way, with the adapter. It's not a bad version of Galaxian for the 2600, based on its limitations. Moon Patrol from Atari. I didn't know there was Moon Patrol on this, which is a funny one because I might actually have the original cart somewhere. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I did pick up quite a number of 2600 games several years ago. Not that many. I mean, I might have 20 or 30, I think. And I got some to fix. Ugh. Like it's not hard enough with holes, now you got things to shoot as well. Star Wars Death Star Battle, I've got to try that. I've seen this before. I think I may even have this on an original cart. It's quite cool. Certainly the high resolution graphics they managed to get here, based on the limited hardware. Wow, that's really cool. What's that there? I don't know what these are. It's like a hole to go through. I've got no idea. So a million thanks to James over at RetroHQ. This cartridge is fantastic. If you've got a 7800, it's an absolute must purchase. It really is. It's a godsend because you can just play all of the library. You're going to save a fortune from buying all the games, and many of them are just impossible to get hold of these days. The convenience factor of just one SD card there, micro SD, 2 gigabytes, and I've got everything on it. There's tons and tons of space for more homebrew. And of course you can play all the homebrew and the demos and all those sorts of things. But also the Mega 7800 again is a must. These are really cheap, affordable. You know, you just connect a 6-button pad from Mega Drive, and you've got a really good, reliable controller that you can use with the 7800 and use multiple buttons and things for those games that support it. And obviously the light gun support. You can just use a cheap Master System light gun, easier to find perhaps than a light gun that would work with the 7800. And for those that haven't worked out, you know, the Mega Multi is something that works with other 8-bits and 16-bits like the Amiga, the Atari 8-bits. That technically will work with the Atari 8-bit probably because the port is probably not dissimilar. It might be. I could be speaking out of turn, it might be different. But you can use this on a Spectrum, a C64, like I said, the Amiga, etc. And again, use a Mega Drive pad. And you can use a light gun. The light gun on the Amiga is amazing if you've got a CRT. Anyway, I do hope you found the video interesting. Please see the Coffee and Patreon links down below. Check out James's web store, and I'll catch you in the next video.